Yo, what's up everyone? Alright, so on today's video we're gonna go over week 2 of smolov, which was basically what I did last week. Um, I finally got my microphone back, so in case you may have already seen the video, it's currently private anyway, so who cares? Um, anyway, whatever, just ignore everything that I said until this point. So, day 1, squat, 6 by 6, 120 kilos, which amounted to 75% of my one rep max. Yeah, 75% of my one rep max. That felt good. It actually felt faster. It feels like it's moving faster and faster the more that I squat, which is great. I think that's actually the main thing about smolov is that the high frequency really increases your neural efficiency, like up to 100. So that's great. It just makes it so you sort of pop those movements because like neural efficiency just goes through the roof. Anyway, after that I did some deadlifts with 77.5% of my one rep max, or 155 kilograms. Again, it moved fairly fast. I rounded my back a little bit on the last weight, but it wasn't because it was challenging. It just I kind of rushed through the setup, so I didn't really do it properly, which was kind of my bad, but whatever. So yeah, my back rounded a little bit more than what it usually does, but hey. And oh, a quick aside, you will notice that on this video, I will be sharing all of the training clips. I'm gonna try to do that because it kind of helps me to check all of the training sets, so I can see, well, I did these many sets where the depth is questionable, and then these many sets uh, were that grindy and stuff along those lines. And after that, I did some. All right, back on track. After those speed deadlifts, those 5 sets of 1. Um, no, actually, it was before that, before the deadlifts. So after the squats and before the deadlifts, I did some chest supported rows with a neutral grip because that seems to be the only grip that is not really bothering my wrist. Uh, Although it is feeling better, it is overall feeling better, but like I would rather not. I would rather avoid those movements that I know are gonna block my wrist a little bit, at least for a little bit. Like eventually I will reintroduce them, but I'm gonna have to work my way up in weight anyway. So for the time being, yeah, I just want to do some chest supported rows, um, but I didn't record those. And after that, again, some sort of mobility wrist drills for my wrist, my forearms, and my biceps, and that was about it. And a few hanging knee raises and leg extensions. Hanging knee raises and back extensions, I shall say. Yeah, that was about it. Day 2, 7 by 5, 127.5 kilograms, which amounted to 80% of my one rep max for 7 sets of 5. That felt fairly good. It moved fast and all of that stuff. Also, I probably should clarify. I'm talking about my training max, which I set up to be 160 kilograms, not my true max, as in my competition max, because I mean, it's good to be a little bit conservative to give yourself a little bit of room to grow, so to speak of. Anyway, yeah. So 7 sets of 5. I tried doing some penalty rows, but I actually stopped doing them because I felt like the axle loading was getting to me, and they were also starting to bother my wrists. So yeah, I did 3 sets. The first 2 were sets of 5. The last set was a set of 3. Not really because I gave out entirely, but like I mean, it started to bother my wrist to a point where I was like, yeah, no, it is not worth pushing through that. I may have a video on that, by the way, but I'm not a huge fan of penalty rows for that reason. Um, anyway, also they just don't address my weaknesses that well. Um, anyway, after that, I did some weighted pull-ups, except that I didn't do them weighted because I happened to have forgotten my weightlifting belt. Well, my loading belt. I had my weightlifting belt. I just didn't have my loading belt. So I ended up doing them with body weight. Um, I got 12 reps on the um, pronated position, so regular pull-ups. I'm kind of proud of that because First of all, that used to be my AMRAP with body weight on the supinated position. Now, as of right now, due to a wrist pain, I don't think I could actually do that much on the supinated position. But it is a good sign. It means that my back is overall getting stronger because what used to be my weakest position is now as good as what used to be my strongest position. And yeah, I have also increased in body weight quite a bit because when I did those 12 chin-ups, I was weighing, I believe, 84 or 85 kilograms, and that day I weighed myself, I was weighing 93 kilograms. So yeah, that was very good. After that, I did nothing actually. Uh, well, no, like I did the squats, then I did the pull-ups, and then is when I did the penalty rows, which I ended up cutting short. And then just like the forearm, bicep stuff, whatever. Nothing to write home about. Day 3, 8 sets of 4, 85% of my 1 rep max, which for purposes that was 135 kilograms. It moved better than I had expected, to be honest. It moved better than I had expected. Um, yeah, I did some sets were on high bar and some sets were on low bar, which that's something that you will just see throughout this video. For day 1, I think it was 2 sets on low bar or 1 set on low bar and the rest on high bar. For day 2, I think I did 2 sets on low bar and 5 on high bar. And for day 3, I believe I did 3 sets of low bar and then 5 sets of high bar. And then day 4 was, oh yeah, and after that I just did, on day 3 after that I just did some back extensions and then some hanging knee raises hanging knee raises. And then, the mobility drills for the forearms and stuff. On day 4 I did some 10 sets of 3 reps at 142.5 kilograms, which for practical purposes, that's supposed to be a little bit under 90% of my training max. That was tough. Surprisingly though, I didn't squat high in a single rep, like above parallel. I didn't miss a single rep. My resting time went up, like it started at 3.5 minutes. Towards the end, it was like 5 minutes for the last 2 or 3 sets. But I got through it. I'm actually kind of proud of that because that was a whole lot of volume. I didn't know if I was gonna make it, but I made it, so well, I guess I am capable of more. Yeah, after those 10 sets of 3, like the thing is, out of those 10 sets of 3, I did 4 sets of 3 on low bar and 6 sets of 3 on high bar with the same weight. The sets with low bar, they felt relatively easily. Like they didn't move super hard or anything, they moved actually kind of fast. The sets with high bar, that really humbled me actually. My rest time increased, but I was able to still squat to parallel and still not miss any reps and stuff. The amount of breaths that I was taking between reps did increase. So for the low bar, it was like 5 seconds or 5 breaths. For the high bar, it went up to like 10 breaths. But it was fine, I got through it. I kind of surprised myself by getting through it. Yeah, that was that. After that, again, some back extension and hanging knee raises. Mostly doing those just because they feel good on my back after like a heavy loading session, so to speak. And yeah, that was about it. Now for next week, just like the program calls, I'm gonna be adding 7.5 kilograms to all of the days. So on day 1, it's gonna be 127.5 kilograms. On day 2, it's gonna be 135 kilograms. On day 3, it's gonna be 142.5. And on day 4, it's gonna be 150. God. I'm probably gonna try to allocate a little bit more of volume to low bar as opposed to high bar. But we will see. I mean, that's gonna have to depend on, well, how my wrists feel, how my back feels and stuff. So I probably will have some sets of high bar, but I'm gonna try to keep most of them with low bar. and I think it's gonna be necessary, especially for the 10 sets of 3. Although as of me recording this, I already did day 1. I'm recording this on a Monday. So yeah, that's basically about it. I'm just gonna let you guys with some music as the training finishes. And yeah, in 2 weeks time, we're gonna see if this has paid off. See you guys then. And see you guys next week where I will cover that training.
There is no talking now. We take action with passion. We're rocking now. It's tick-tocking now. The clock's talking down, and all I hear is haters try so hard to talk me down, but they can't stop the sound. Already on the ground. Everything is growing faster than I can count. You ain't gonna stop me now, because I got this now. I got the formula, and I'm about to drop it loud. So what we talking about? There is no talking now. We take action with passion. We're rocking now. It's tick-tocking now. The clock's talking down, and all I hear is haters try so hard to talk me down, but they can't stop the sound. Already on the ground. Everything is growing faster than I can count. Everything is growing faster than I can count. I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Don't be I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel